What if I told you that the most intense connection two people can experience isn't between opposites attracting, but between two souls who feel everything at the same frequency? Stay with me, because what Carl Jung discovered about this rare phenomenon will completely transform how you understand soul-level connection. Carl Jung said that when two individuals meet at the level of the unconscious, something transcendent occurs, and nowhere is this more profound, more overwhelming, and frankly, more terrifying than when two empaths fall in love. You see, most relationships operate on what Jung called the persona level: surface connections, predictable patterns, safe distances. But when two empaths collide, they bypass all of that instantly. What happens next defies everything conventional psychology tells us about relationships. Here's what most people don't understand about two empaths in love. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll never see deep connection the same way again. According to Carl Jung, every person has what he called psychic boundaries, invisible walls that protect the ego from being overwhelmed. But empaths, their boundaries are naturally permeable. They're designed to feel beyond themselves. Now imagine what happens when two people with permeable boundaries meet. Jung discovered that they create what he termed a unified field of consciousness. They don't just understand each other, they become each other. Listen carefully to what happens in the first encounter. Carl Jung observed that recognition between kindred souls is instantaneous. When two empaths meet, there's no small talk that feels authentic, no surface level getting to know you. They look at each other and experience what Jung called anamnesis, the remembering of something that feels ancient. It's not love at first sight, it's recognition at soul level. They see in each other the same depth, the same wounds, the same capacity to feel the world at maximum volume. But here's where it gets absolutely intense. According to Carl Jung's theory of psychological projection, we often project our unconscious onto others. But when two empaths fall in love, something different happens. They don't project, they reflect. Each one becomes a mirror for the other's deepest self. Every unhealed wound surfaces, every suppressed emotion rises, every fear, every hope, every dream becomes amplified between them. Jung called this mutual illumination, and it's simultaneously the most beautiful and most challenging dynamic two people can experience. Here's what will absolutely blow your mind about their connection. Carl Jung said that true intimacy requires the courage to be fully seen. Most people spend their entire lives hiding their depths, showing only acceptable parts of themselves. But two empaths in love, they can't hide, even if they wanted to. They feel each other's emotions before they're spoken. They sense each other's pain before it's acknowledged. They know each other's truth before it's revealed. This creates what Jung termed radical vulnerability. There's nowhere to hide, no mask that works, no pretense that survives. It's terrifying. It's liberating. It's absolutely transformative. According to Carl Jung, the unconscious communicates through symbols, dreams, and unspoken knowing. When two empaths love each other, they develop what he called psychic rapport. They think of each other at the same moment. They feel each other's distress from miles away. They finish each other's sentences not because they're compatible, but because they're energetically entangled. Jung discovered that this level of connection is rare because most people aren't evolved enough to handle it. But empaths, they crave it even though it exhausts them. But here's where the psychology gets absolutely fascinating. Carl Jung understood that shadow work, the integration of our darkest parts, is essential for psychological wholeness. When two empaths fall in love, they become each other's shadow work partners. They don't just love the light in each other. They witness the darkness, they hold space for the pain, they see the brokenness and don't run. Instead, they do something Jung called mutual alchemy. They transform each other's wounds not by fixing them, but by loving them into healing. Here's what happens when they commit to the journey together. According to Carl Jung, individuation is typically a solitary process. But when two empaths unite, they create what he termed conscious partnership. They don't complete each other because they're both already whole. They amplify each other. Their combined emotional intelligence becomes a force that can read any room, navigate any conflict, heal any wound. They develop what Jung called shared intuition. They operate as two bodies with one emotional frequency. But the challenges? This is where Jung's wisdom becomes critical. Carl Jung discovered that the intensity that draws two empaths together can also overwhelm them. They feel everything twice: his pain plus her pain, her anxiety plus his anxiety. Their joy multiplies, but so does their suffering. Jung observed that empaths in love must learn what he called conscious separation, the ability to distinguish where you end and they begin. Without this, they risk what Jung termed psychic drowning, losing themselves completely in the other. Listen to what they must master to survive this connection. According to Carl Jung, the healthiest relationships are between two individuated beings who choose each other consciously. For two empaths, this means learning the sacred art of feeling together without losing themselves. They must create what Jung called permeable boundaries, flexible enough to merge, strong enough to separate. They need to give each other permission to feel without trying to fix, to witness without absorbing, to love without consuming. Here's the transformation that occurs when they get it right. Carl Jung said that when two people do their inner work together, they create something that transcends the individual. Two empaths who learn to love consciously become what Jung termed a dyadic consciousness. They're not codependent because they've done their individual healing. They're not independent because they've chosen sacred union. They're interdependent. They're two flames that dance together without consuming each other. Two oceans that merge without losing their depths. The final piece is what makes this connection absolutely extraordinary. According to Carl Jung, the ultimate purpose of relationship is not happiness but transformation. Two empaths in love embody this truth completely. Their relationship isn't easy. It's not always peaceful, but it's profoundly real. They've found someone who matches their intensity, honors their sensitivity, and sees their soul completely. They've discovered what Jung called the beloved mirror, someone who reflects back not who you pretend to be, but who you truly are. They create a love that's not for the faint of heart, a love that demands absolute authenticity, a love that requires both people to show up fully or not at all. And when they succeed, Jung discovered, they become living proof that deep connection isn't just possible, it's the most powerful force in human psychology. This is what happens when two empaths fall in love. They don't just find a partner, they find their matching frequency, their mirror soul, their conscious witness. And together, they create something Jung spent his lifetime studying, a love that transforms both individuals into something greater than they could ever be alone.